welcome to the JumpX Podcast. Everyone, today we're going to be talking about, I guess, why lighter or being lighter isn't always better in every circumstance.
Basically why cutting weight isn't always going to make you jump higher. And
No, facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
Everything to do with that.
So, like, how much do you weigh right now?
78-ish.
So you're heavier, and has your vert gone down?
Heavier than what?
Well, then, like a couple weeks ago.
Oh, then a couple of weeks ago. Well, I think we'll find out tomorrow. I feel like if I was deloaded, I would jump higher than I did at dunk camp.
Yeah.
And I was like 75 at dunk camp. I don't know, because I only weighed myself when I got back to Perth.
Because you look bigger right now.
Yeah, I feel bigger.
You look way bigger right now, I'm not going to lie.
I've finished like glycogen, water, but yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not wearing the shirt. I have a shirt that says Trent on it that Brendan gave me.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Where does he get a shirt like that?
I don't know, but he gave it to me. And yeah, so just hopped on since dunk camp. 2 milligrams of... No, I actually got to be like... We got to be like less serious about when we say shit like this.
Yeah.
Because people will actually be like, oh, damn.
People will believe us.
Fuck, these guys are actually on gear. But
yeah.
Yeah, so definitely heavier since dunk camp. 2 or 3 kilos, which is like 4 to 5 pounds for the Americans. And I'd say you're pretty close to what you were.
Yeah, I'm a kilo heavier than...
But it's not like we waited...
Since we left dunk camp, right? But it's kind of like I've been eating way more carbs, more salt.
Yeah.
So of course I'm going to be like heavier. It's not necessarily
Consistently eating as well.
I look fatter, but I'm not... I wouldn't say I'm fatter. I'm just holding way more water, which makes me look like I'm fatter. But...
You weren't dry.
Yeah, I'm not dry.
Like when you got off the plane, because like on the plane you can't bring water on the plane, like a water bottle or whatever. Or for some of the flights we couldn't. They made us like pour it out. And on the flight you get like 2 cups of water for 12 hours.
Oh,
you get off you can request more, but like it's a lot, especially for you. You can't just be there 2 liters of fucking water drinking it. So you do lose a lot of water weight. So you get off the plane, you're looking dry, you're looking lean.
Yeah.
Looking good. But I don't know how we got into that. But
yeah,
we're both heavier.
Anyways,
that's what we're
like
saying.
lighter isn't always better because, like, in some circumstance, right? Like if you're cutting weight, but you're losing strength, then you're not necessarily going to jump higher. And
relative strength, yeah.
Exactly, right? But if you're losing weight and at the least maintaining your strength, of course you're going to jump higher.
Yeah, you should jump higher. Like mathematically, it makes sense. Maybe you'll die out a little bit quicker in your dunk sessions because you're less fueled, but even then, you might actually end up jumping longer because you weigh less. So
the ideal situation is if you can get stronger while also getting leaner, not necessarily even losing weight per se. You might maintain your weight, but build way more muscle and strength in the right areas in terms of your legs and lower limbs. And your weight might stay the same because the amount of muscle you're building is counteracting the fat loss at the same time.
Yeah.
So you're going to look like you're losing weight, but in actual reality, your weight's the same. But also you're getting far stronger. That's a potent recipe to essentially jump higher.
Yeah. And a lot of people are going to say, well, a lot of the guys in the fitness community say you can't get stronger or bigger while losing body fat. That's actual fucking shit. Like, we've both seen it happen so many times.
I've done that heaps of times, right? But obviously when you're doing what they're doing and then you're trying to like, you're already like 100 kilos at like 6 foot. And you try to get bigger at that point. Obviously, you kind of got to eat in a surplus, right?
Yeah.
But for most of you guys listening, you're not really trying to do that. You're not bodybuilders. You're trying to jump higher.
And you haven't been training for like 5 years, most of you.
Exactly.
For like strength and size. So
exactly,
we're trying to jump higher here, so it's more than possible. What we're saying.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So let's say there's a guy that's come to you, and he's like 22% body fat. He is 6'2" and 105 kilos. No, he's 6 foot and 105 kilos. Yeah. So me at 105 kilos, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. What would you do?
No, it's simple. Strength train. Get stronger at compound lifts.
Mm-hmm.
While keeping protein high.
How high?
Just 2 times body weight. That's simple.
Yeah.
Minimum. And essentially... From there, keep fats at least body weight, right, to maintain healthy hormone levels. And then also as well,
Rest is
carbohydrates, huh?
Rest is carbs. Once you've ticked the other two
Yeah,
off, I guess.
the rest is carbs, and try to keep carbs as high as you can,
Yeah.
right? And then start at a slight surplus, and then essentially work towards getting stronger while losing weight at the same time.
Yeah, I feel like if you're trying to lose weight, do not go over 1 times body weight in fat. Because like why? Because fat is like the most dense micronutrient, right? Like in terms of calories. So you just if you're trying to bulk, then you know where to go. But
but it's just not necessary.
It's not as long as you get the baseline, you're good.
Yeah, it's not going to do any extra for you, right?
No.
You may as well just use that for carbohydrates for energy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously slowly over time, you want to be building muscle, getting stronger in your lower body compound lengths while also cutting that weight and being in a very slight surplus and not too drastic of a deficit, not surplus. Deficit, not being in too drastic of a deficit initially, right? So then you're not losing weight too fast, losing strength or struggling to build strength at the same time, whilst also still having energy for your jump sessions and training sessions as well.
You don't want to do like 1,000 calories per day cut. Like that's
because the style of training you need to do to jump high is very reliant on carbohydrates too, as well. So you don't want to cut them or cut that out too fast as well. Otherwise, you're going to find it hard to improve. Right, but the fastest way you're going to add interest to your vert when you're in that sort of situation is just losing weight while still building strength and at least maintaining strength. But ideally, you should still be building strength, to be honest, in that situation.
Especially if your training age is under like 2 years. And
because it doesn't matter really how fast, powerful you get. It's kind of a waste if you're just holding all this excess body fat.
That's it. And we've seen that with a lot of people who are slightly carrying a little bit too much fat. Like that, and they acknowledge that, and they were like, "Well, this is literally the easiest guarantee. It's a guaranteed gains. Like if you're even if you say the same strength, you will jump higher."
And another thing is to train up a body as well. You need to train up a body because that's going to help you with your body composition, make it easier to get leaner too. And are you going to complain about looking better in the upper body? Like
you're going to look better.
No guy's going to.
More muscle, which is going to burn more calories just like in everyday life, just sitting around. And you're actually burning calories when you're fucking, doing your workout. So
exactly,
can't really lose there, to be honest.
Exactly.
So just off the top of our head, JumpX athletes that we've seen this most in, I would say Brendan Humberstone.
Yep.
Brad Payne.
Yep.
Gavin.
Yeah, Hayden's done it as well.
Hayden post shoulder.
Yeah.
Post shoulder. So, and all those guys jumped higher as soon as they lost body fat and got a little bit stronger.
Yeah, and this is especially prevalent if you're obviously jumping off 1 foot as well.
Yeah.
You just cannot be fat if you want to jump high off 1 foot. It's just the reality of the situation. It's not fat shaming. It's how it is. It's the facts. So, if you're going to get mad at that, you're getting mad at the facts.
Yeah, and it's not like we're shaming people for being fat. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. But it's just...
This is the JumpX podcast, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Can't be fat if you want to jump high.
It's maths.
So,
And just do your best every single day to, go towards your goal, whatever that is. If it's gaining weight, losing weight, staying the same, trying to get lean or whatever. And we've seen it happen multiple times, so we know it's possible.
Yeah.
Right?
No, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like, yeah.
All right. So we just gave the example of the fat 6 foot guy.
Yeah.
Now let's say we're on the other side of the spectrum. We've got someone like a Harrison. He's a 1 foot jumper. He's naturally very lean. When he first met us, maybe like a year ago, honestly, maybe even a little bit more, very skinny, very scrawny. What would you do in that situation? Obviously, we've done what we've done with him, and it's worked. But say some random guy with the exact same build, weight, skinny.
Well, it's simple. Don't do something stupid like go on a big bulk. That's not necessary because one of your superpowers is how lean you are. So you want to maintain that, but obviously, like in that situation, you want to be building muscle and strength, right? Yep. So you want to just again prioritize getting stronger, all right, and make sure you're eating enough to get stronger, but without also getting fat too. And
I'd argue it's easier to get stronger in that situation.
Because you
can eat in a surplus, which is just.
And his weight's going to go up, right? But that's why you just want to be taking photos and monitoring.
Yep.
How you're looking in the mirror and stuff like that to ensure you're not getting fatter, and just make sure you're getting stronger.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and obviously your weight's going to climb up a bit, You're right, but like if it's more than like I would say a kilo a month, it's too much fat.
Yeah, going up a kilo a month is quite a bit.
That is
Consistently over the week. Obviously, it's
even
going to
that even
fluctuate.
that's kind of fast, but it depends
Yeah.
on how detrained you are.
Well, and starting
Essentially.
point, because if you're like actually a stick figure and you want to
And-
get like jacked,
Yeah,
then a kilo a month I would be happy to have.
but that's just kind of like a guideline, right? Because some people are going to build
Yeah.
muscle faster than others and respond to training better than others too. So
Yeah.
that's where just taking photos and monitoring how you're looking in the mirror and make sure if you got abs, you still have those abs.
Yeah, it's
still
like the
looking
number
around and
one.
saying,
Yeah.
if you're getting stronger, you're getting bigger, same time, then perfect.
It's like-
You're on the right track.
In an ideal world, you have some kind of way to measure this. Obviously, you've got the scale. Please do not use scale body weight like calculators. They're fucking shit. Like, I actually hate those. They're so inconsistent, unreliable.
What do you mean the ones that we stand on?
You just stand on. I don't.
Oh,
I
it
don't,
gives you your body fat percentage
yeah,
and stuff.
I don't rate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the technology just
Cool.
doesn't really.
We'll
There's
elaborate
no
on why.
data.
We'll elaborate on why.
Because the way they do it is it's like a kind of like electrical pulse through your body,
Yeah.
and how long it takes to get back to the sensor. Apparently, it can try to calculate what's fat, what's bone, what's muscle, whatever, because it passes through at different rates, and it's just going through one point, which is in your foot, so it's very inaccurate. The ones where you hold your hands like that and also your feet are on, they're a bit better because you've got two points of contact on your hands and on your foot. So you're getting like double feedback, like the ones at Quinana Revo. I don't know if you've seen those. So they're a little bit better, but at the end of the day, DEXA is always going to be the best. But no one's going to have access to that.
Even then when you're doing the double one, it's still not 100% accurate, right?
No, it's not.
Could you have gained muscle mass on a gained muscle mass and then it tell you you've lost muscle mass?
No, I feel like it's accurate. No, it's reliable, but it's not accurate. Like, if you gain muscle mass, it'll tell you, but it's like always off by the same amount, if that makes sense. Yeah. So, like, for example, the one at Quinana Revo is always underestimating everyone's body fat. So, say for me, for example, it gave me like a 5.5.
Yeah.
Which everyone knows that's not right.
Yeah.
So in reality, say it's 10.5. If I gain 2% body fat, it'll now be 12.5 in reality. But on the scale, it'll say 7.5. Does that make sense? Like, it's always off by the same amount. So it's good to track. It might not be accurate in the sense of like comparing it to actual data, but just comparing it to yourself using that same machine, it's good in that sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. But that's like next level stuff if you really want to get in tune. Obviously, you can just look in the mirror. You can probably tell 99% of the time if you're fatter.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Yeah, so that's one thing. But obviously scale weight is still like, it's not useless. It's still something you want to be mindful of.
Yeah.
But it can fluctuate so much. Like literally
a
couple kilos throughout the day.
When you got back from dunk camp, you're like 94?
No, I was like 89.
Oh, I thought you said you were 94 for like a day and then you just pissed it all out.
Oh yeah, no. I was like 94.
Yeah.
But that's because my whole body was swollen from the flight.
Yeah, so that's just an example of bro literally fluctuated 5
But
kilos. That's ridiculous.
I'll weigh myself in the morning and then weigh myself at night and then I'm 3 kilos heavier.
Yep.
So
pet peeve for mine is people telling me their weight and they'll be like at the gym at 7 p.m. I'm like, bro, I just tell them it doesn't count.
Yeah, but even if you're weighing yourself at the same time every night, you're going to be eating different stuff every day.
Exactly.
So it's not even going to be that reliable.
Drinking different amounts of water. Or sweating different amounts.
That's where the best thing is to weigh yourself, first thing in the morning.
Post shit. Post piss.
Yeah, as consistent as you can be. And then obviously getting the average throughout the week, not just, basing it on one day's weight. Because it also depends what you had the day before too. Right?
Yeah.
So
a lot of salt. You might be a bit heavier.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of carbohydrates.
Mm-hmm.
So
100%.
Yeah, so that's what we would do in the situation of a athlete who's on the skinnier side.
Yeah, just to go on to something else, right? There's been situations where you've jumped your highest, right, but you've been heavier.
I think I jumped my highest when I'm not like fat, but I think it's just the weight is more just carbohydrates. Because on my best jumping days, I notice I can go for longer, and because I train after after my dunk sessions, those training sessions are good as well.
How much do you eat the day before dunking?
As much as I can, pretty much.
So how much would you say that is?
In calories?
Yeah.
Maybe like 4.
Really?
Yeah, I'd say 4.
And how many carbohydrates would you eat?
600, maybe.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
So
no,
you'd probably
I like really focus on carbs because I'm like I don't really train on Friday.
so you'd probably wake up a lot heavier.
Yeah, I reckon I'll wake up tomorrow like 79.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll try to. I'll try to.
That's insane, right? But when we dunk on Saturdays, we're jumping for like an hour and a half, like 2 hours sometimes, and then going training after. So
You're burning off every fucking piece of glycogen in your muscle. It's ridiculous.
no, I can feel it, right? I feel it, right?
Depleted.
Like I feel it. Like sometimes training after dunking is hard because you just feel so depleted. Like even if I eat in between, it's like, you know
It's
what I
not
mean?
the same.
You
In
know,
between, yeah.
like that's we're just stacking the day before. Like
It's your best bet for sure.
if you're gonna do that sort of thing, right?
But you know what I've been doing this past week, and it has worked wonders. Like my gym session, usually I'll finish my gym session. Say it's like upper body, I'm on lateral raises, and I'm like, fuck this, and I'm depleted. Feel weak as fuck. Because of what I've been doing this week, I've been bringing little sour gummies, like a whole packet of them, and I'll just like munch on them. So every like second set, I'll just have one, and just like constantly.
Yeah, so it's like intra workout.
Yeah, and I feel good.
Why do you do that? Why is it gummies?
Oh, because they
Explain
get
to everyone.
digested. They get digested quicker than like, for example, if you had a piece of wholemeal bread,
Yeah.
which would still help.
So why wouldn't that work as well in the middle of a workout? Just so everyone understands.
Oh, because there's a thing called GI, and it's basically a 1 to 100 scale of how quickly something like gets digested and put into your bloodstream. So the higher the GI, the quicker it's gonna break down. So like say you had a 85 ranking, that's gonna get broken down real quick.
Yeah.
Get into your bloodstream, give you energy. A 2 is gonna take its time.
Yeah.
So gummies are higher on the scale than wholemeal bread.
Yeah.
But say you're 3 hours out of your workout, that's when you have your low GI stuff because you want it to take time to get into your bloodstream. So it's like a consistent source of energy for you to have.
Because you don't want your body spending energy digesting stuff. While you're training, you want your body using the energy to train, right? So that's why having the sugar, having the stuff that's faster to digest, like gummies, mid-workout, that's going to digest way more quickly. So your body's going to be able to utilize that way more quickly. It's going to be more instantaneous in terms of the energy it's going to provide, which is why you would pick something like gummies, or even fruit is another one as well.
Fruit's good, yeah.
You know, but I remember as a kid, like playing basketball and like you know having a basketball carnival in between games, having like oranges and stuff like that, right? Because that's more instant energy, right? And that's what the other thing. That's why something like Gatorade works so well too, right? Because
it works better actually because the water helps it digest better.
Yeah.
Well, like the liquid.
And you don't have to really digest it. It's nothing really to break down.
Exactly.
It's just liquid too, right?
Speed run.
So there's carbohydrates in something like Gatorade, and then there's also sodium, salt in something like Gatorade. So when you're sweating a lot,
like potassium and shit as well.
Maybe a minor amount, but the main thing is the sodium, right?
Okay.
I'm not sure. I haven't looked at the label, right? So that's where something like Gatorade is so good, right? Because you probably notice it tastes a little bit salty. That's good, especially when you're playing something like basketball sport, because that's going to hydrate you.
Yeah, because you're sweating your dick off.
Exactly. But that's where something like, I know a lot of you guys are younger and like something like Prime. That's where something like Prime, it's kind of a shitty hydration drink because it barely has any sodium in it, right?
I haven't actually looked. Does it not?
No. It's mostly potassium.
Which is fine, but it's not going to help you.
No.
In that sense.
No, the main mover is sodium, right? So that's where...
It's the first one to go.
That's where something like that might taste nice, but it's actually not going to be as effective as something like Gatorade. Or just having water and putting a bit of salt in it.
Yeah, if you
having water and putting a bit of salt in it will be more effective than something like Prime.
Yeah. Well, if kids are actually going to do that. But
yeah.
That's pretty psychotic, just having water with salt. People be like, what the fuck's wrong with this?
Yeah.
No, it's alpha, so do it.
No, but that's how it works. That's literally how it works.
Yeah,
right?
Especially if you're prone to cramping, man. Like, we have people come to us, our clients, they'll be like doing ISOs or whatever. It's always the fucking split leg ISO. They'll be like, damn,
but
my
even
calves are like...
So hydration it can be a big thing, but also just not eating enough in general can be causing cramps too.
Yeah,
because your body's not getting enough energy for the muscle to function properly.
Yeah, not enough nutrients in it. That's why marathon people who run like distances and they hit that point where they don't have any glycogen or sodium, they'll just cramp up randomly and it's over.
Yeah.
Like LeBron and what was that? You know what I'm talking about?
When he was playing in Miami.
It was Miami, yeah. That famous game.
Yeah.
And that's probably what happened to him.
Yeah.
It was hot, he was sweating, low levels of sodium, bang, gone.
Yep. Exactly.
And he's a big individual, so he needs a lot. So I don't really know how he got into sodium.
That's where most basketball players aren't to eat. Most. Because it's so hard. It's hard to eat enough when you're playing that a shit ton of basketball.
Couple hours a day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucked.
Yeah. Anyways, So if you guys are looking for training, send us a message on Instagram podcast, and we'll get you set up from there. Guarantee results in your first 30 days, or your money back. All right. And without further ado, we'll catch you guys in the next podcast.
See you later.
Peace out.